God, I'm just gonna bring you with me everywhere I go. And so like, and I know it sounds silly, but I did it like 3 days in a row, and I should start like the last 3 days. I was like, all right, so like I cleared off my seat, like God was gonna sit in that seat, buckled the seat belt. Yeah. I was like, all right. I like just talked to him like he was there. I like cleared off a space at my desk for him to like sit down, like. So like I was like, whenever my customer came up, I was like, all right, God, we're gonna go talk to this customer. Yeah. Let's go talk to this customer. Yeah. And I know it felt silly, but it kept me in that right mindset, all day long, because you can get so wrapped up. This has to be done. That has to be done. This has to be done, and you're just kind of setting them over here. But like I was just like, I'm just gonna invite you everywhere I go. Yeah. And like just make that conscious effort. Like I know he's there already, right? Mm-hmm. And but that was something for you. Making sure, especially to get back on that high swing. Like I was like whenever I was in that real dip, the whole footprint in the sand thing. It was him carrying me, blah blah blah. But like just inviting him in, like that felt really good.
That's similar because like I remember, I had a TD Jake's podcast, and every morning on the drive to work, that's what I was listening to in the morning. Mm-hmm. So by the time I got to work, whenever like you said, you take the initial step to say, okay, I'm focusing on God no matter what I got to do today, no matter what this boss comes and says to me, no matter what. As hard as it is, because especially when you don't like your job, right. You don't like the people at your job. So as hard as it is, you take that initial step to say, okay, my thing was, Sean, I'm not going to go off on nobody. I don't want to go off, because you go off on somebody and then hours later you sitting there thinking, if I hadn't just been able to control myself, I didn't want to have to, and then next thing you know, you apologize and you're going through that all over again. So I don't want to go off on nobody. I want to be in my own world. I want to be peaceful, and I don't want to go off on anybody. And I remember going to work and listening, bumping that TD Jake's podcast, 30-minute podcast, just simple.
Perfect for the ride to work.
Perfect for the ride to work, and it gets your mind going, it gets your spirit going, it gets you thinking, okay, how can I apply what I just learned? Dissecting what I just learned. How can I apply this to today? Just for right now, so I can make it through this shit. How can I be more loving? How can I listen more without always talk? Like little things like that. And I noticed it lasted for about a week. That's when it comes to consistency and commitment. Right. It lasted for about a week. And I'm the type. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I'm the type. If I'm working out and I'm feeling good, like if I don't feel good and my back's hurting and I'm hurting, but once I start to work out and I feel good, I'm the type that once I feel good, I stop. I stop thinking that, okay, it's going to feel this way forever. Then next thing you know, I'm right back.
I can skip this one time.
Yeah. And then that turns into a week.
I'll pick it up tomorrow.
And you right back to feeling like you was. So it's like.
No, that's totally.
It sucks. And I'm like, I have to make up in my mind. All right, what is it going to be, Sean? You can't drive the median the whole way down the highway. Right. You have to pick a side and ride with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you going to do? Right. You're going to work out, get yourself healthy, sustain a healthy lifestyle, keep God first, drive to work, listen to, you're going to keep doing these things that creating such a positive platform for you. And it's a great way to have your mind state. Right. Going into a place that you don't want to be, a lot of the people you don't like. So it's like, I feel like my biggest struggle right now is making a commitment.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm completely there with you. That's actually something that God's been dealing with me. He was like, and this is kind of revealing. He was like, you do things half-hearted. Yeah. And I was like, God, that hurt. I was like, why would you say something like that? Yeah. He was like, he was like, you even take that with me. He was like, you only come to me sometimes, or whenever things are going good, or whenever things are going bad, or things like that. And I was like, okay.
Man, that's deep.
And I know, and it sucks. And then I was like, well, I only work out never. Instead of one day a week, I only work out never. So
yeah, and these all the things, for a better life.
I only listen to people sometimes, and so that's something that he's been dealing with me. I mean, and that So whenever you have a relationship with somebody, right, to keep, like me and D-Will, we got a thing going on, right? So not only do I reach out to him, but he reaches out to me, right? And D-Will's, him and I have gotten real close over the last year. But it's like that back and forth, right? Like, if I haven't heard from him in a few days, I'll call him, like, right in the morning, because I know I can get him before he goes to work. Or he'll call me. He's woken me up, like, twice. I'm like, hello? It is 5:30, D-Will. He's like, let's go, baby.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been working for 45 minutes. Like, what are you doing, sir? But, like, and I realized, like, I need to take, things more seriously like that. Like, if they're not coming to me, I need to make them happen. If I'm making them happen, then it comes to me, And take my relationship, like, with God like that, too, Instead of just whenever things are bad or things are good, just all the time.
All the time.
It shouldn't be as tough as what it is, right?
Yeah, it should. We make it.
Video games are cool.
Yeah,
I listen to video games and or watch video games or play video games.
I find it.
Or like, there's a new show on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Or my latest craze, I've been watching a whole bunch of Judge Judy on. I love Judge Judy. I don't know why.
My thing is, it's my wife got me.
My Bible. I'll do that instead, because
and you look up. Like, my thing is Dr. Phil. Like, I don't know what it is. I've been watching Dr. Phil lately. Like, and I find it that I play my game more when I'm depressed.
Oh yeah,
I have to admit it. Like, it's easier for me to just sit there and get into my little digital world and not have to worry about what's going on, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of going into my creative world, making music, just zoning out. Like, I'd rather just sit there and not do anything than to have to face what's going on.
Because that motivation to hard get back up.
It's hard, man. It is so hard. And as you look about it, you think about it, you look back like, man, all this time has passed.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing you would never, ever, ever get back.
Right.
Wasted time. Like, that is the killer right there.
I heard a really good sermon about Adam and Eve being created, and that it's not real biblical, but that the fall happened, and that the curse on the earth was time. Mm-hmm. Like because God had all this time with Adam and Eve, and it was endless time. They were just born, right? They had no ending, but then God was like, well, you're gonna die, so He gave them time, and so now that's like our curse in life,
man.
And time can be a curse. I mean, we all get 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, but that could be our curse, right? I mean,
man,
I did nothing for so long, right? And I had no career. I was just going through the motions. Wasn't really progressing in music. Wasn't really doing anything, and that was a killer for me.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, that's wasted time.
Wasted time, and then I found myself 10 hours a day. I'm up 3 o'clock in the morning. I wake up every morning. They run here and drive this forklift for the bus plant. You know what I'm saying? Like, the best part of my days, like the most energetic, the most time where I'm thinking clearly. I'm at a warehouse, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I gotta figure it out. Okay, I can go here, do what I gotta do to feed my family, but after I leave here, I gotta be just as motivated,
right?
Just as motivated to do my videos, to do music, to do these things that can help me create something for myself, create something for my family. Happiness, you know what I'm saying? Things that I know I love to do. Right. Imagine going to work 10 hours a day with something you love to do.
Yeah.
But the only thing that's stopping us from doing that is fear.
Right.
Fear of taking that chance. Fear of saying, okay.
Man, I'm not afraid of failure. And I found this out, I had an epiphany. I'm really afraid of the success.
Yeah, that's real.
Like
that's
if
real.
If I get to a point,
that's real.
Because then people are looking at me.
That's real.
Like I'm like,
that's
especially
real.
in my job where I'm at now, like they promoted me, and I'm real scared of screwing that up. And so yeah, like getting to a point, doing it, making your stuff happen, but then it's happening.
And then now what?
And then you're like,
yeah. Man.
I have all these things going right. How do I not screw it up?
Not screw it up. Yeah. And that drives you into a whole nother dealing. That's why they say, like, you can have all the money in the world. Mm-hmm. It's always going to be problems. Yeah, problems are always going to exist. You know what I mean? Like, you think about the people that work their ass off to get where they are. Like, I think of some of these football players, like, to grow up football all day, then to finally get there where you're in a position to hold it down, to take care of your family, and you doing what you love, lose it all, just like that. You know what I mean? Like, a quick question: Would you rather not have it all and never have to experience losing it? Or would you rather have it all and experience losing it?
Lose it, man. I would rather have it all.
Oh, that's tough.
So there's lessons to be learned in that, right? There's lessons to be learning from being on top and then losing it all. Like with my band, we weren't on top or anything, but we were making big moves. We were doing things on professional level. We were going places, right? And then that just disappeared,
just like that.
Yeah, and so, but I've learned things in that. Like, I grew in that, and so not having it all, as opposed to having it all and then losing it, I'd rather experience a heartbreak and learn a lesson in that.
Yeah. I think most people would say that. I'm just sitting pondering. I don't know. Like, that's tough. I guess that's the fear. The fear saying, "Oh, I'd rather not take a chance and play it safe." Or playing it safe got me where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at what point are you going to take a chance? What point are you going to say, "All right, failure is an option. It's there. Know it's there. Recognize it, but work so hard that you don't have to." Have that option, you know what I mean? So that's some real talk, man.
Yeah, man,
that's very real, and we've been going on, you know, life, music, and everything else. We've been going for what? Good 20 minutes strong.
We have to stop?
No, we don't have to stop.
Right,
It's our show.
All right.
We don't have to stop.
Right.
Life, music, and everything else. Where you want to go from here, my man?
Oh man. Okay. All right. Let's talk about everything else. Your kids.
Oh man.
Tell me about your kids. So you have a pretty good relationship going right now. Tell me about that, man. How'd you even meet Special?
Wow. For all the people out there that think, oh, online dating is whack, or it's just a hookup site. It is.
So that's where I'm at, right? Because I'm not even trying to get back in that game yet. But like, Facebook is like, hey, you should sign up for this. Instagram's like, hey, you should sign up for this app. Yes. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I should have never told him I was single.
Yes. But I would be at work with my buddies, and POF was the one for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's crazy because it's just like shopping online. like imagine like when you want to go buy some clothes, you out going to different stores, trying on sizes, and you got to leave that store because they didn't have the shirt you want, drive over here, all that. Now just imagine shopping online. Click of a button. All right, I want that size. They already have it there and it's shipped to you right at your own home.
Nice.
So that's kind of how it was. Like, I'll be at work and I would say I'm going fishing. And I'll just send out a bunch of different things, and whoever bit, and I start talking to them. And I was on there, you know, I met a couple girls. Nothing really happened. It didn't go nowhere. It just turned out, nah. Well, I get a message from a user that didn't have a picture. And so first thing I'm thinking, oh, they gotta be ugly. I know they're ugly. They don't got no picture. Some ugly person sending me something. So I say, you know, I'll text back, and then she texts again. So we texting back and forth, and I'm like, why you don't have a profile picture up? Like, well, what's the deal? And she was like, well, because you get a bunch of stalkers. I want to be able to choose who I want to talk to. Yeah, so I said, okay, that makes sense. So, and then boom, she sent me the pictures, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, this beautiful chick, okay, looking athletic. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we started talking, and I can honestly say, from the first time we talked on the phone, we've been talking ever since.
Nice.
Ever since we would, and you know, when you trying to court somebody, of course you're doing your little Romeo thing. And I would fall asleep on the phone, all that good fun stuff, and that was the only thing that we had was communication, because she stayed in Eufaula and I lived in Tulsa.
Okay.
So a big part of our relationship was communicating, because we couldn't see each other all the time.
Right.
So we communicated and talked, and she would come up and